So now I have my base image that I'm going to use for my movie poster, and this works for really any of the challenges where you're going to have to include someone in your work where you're kind of working around the background that exists. Now, this one's going to be a little bit easier because it's Batman is up against a gradient background as compared to a background that might be like a city scene or something like that, where there's different types of objects all over the place and people and so on. So I can try to use my wand tool here, but as you can see, even if I do use that, it's not going to be perfect. But with a gradient, it is certainly a little bit easier to remove parts of the image just by clicking on them and so on. So that actually not too terrible. Gradient does just consist of blocks of color, and I can work around this a little bit later. But let's pretend that that didn't work. Go back and just open up that image again. So another thing that I can do, if I want to get this onto my poster here, so I'm going to go ahead and just change the background of this. I'm going to make it black. Okay. And you know about using the lasso tool. Okay. And you might recall that with the lasso, there's two different types of lassos. There's the freehand, which is the one that you're probably used to. There's also the polygonal. And something I didn't mention before is feathering. Now, feathering can be important if you're trying to put something on a background. It doesn't really matter how neat and tidy it is. I'm not going to mess with feathering right now, but I'll be showing you an example of that in another video. So what I'm going to do here, I want to just get Batman, and I'm going to use the freehand, and I'm just going to draw kind of close to, but not super tight on Batman, just the same basic shape. Okay, like so. And I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to go over here and paste. Now, obviously, this is huge, so I'm going to free transform, and I'm going to make this so that it fits on my poster. Now, you might actually be happy with the way that something like that looks, but here's what you do to get nice, clean cuts. First of all, zoom in using your navigator to a particular spot on your image. Don't worry if it looks pixelated. That's fine. It's going to happen because you're zooming in. That's normal. What's important is when you're at 100%, it doesn't look pixelated. All right, so I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to start with this head. And I'm going to go to the eraser tool. And I'm actually going to keep it with a soft circle. And mine's at 50 as far as the size of it. And that's referring to pixels. Okay, now I'm going to just start erasing. Oops, I'm on the wrong image. Sorry. Try this again. There we go. I'm just going to start erasing. And what that's going to do then, it's going to just erase the layer that I'm on, which, oops, I probably should have named that. Call that Batman. There we go. And then I'm going to move a little bit, and I'm going to erase some more. But you know what happened? Because I switched layers, it erased the background. So I'm going to undo and go back up here. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to erase some more. And I'm going to move some more. I'm going to erase some more. Notice I'm not getting super close just yet. Okay, I'm doing a little bit at a time, keeping it nice and calm. Okay, a little bit closer. And you can see very, very simple. So I'm just erasing with a large brush. Okay, and let's just imagine that I've finished and now I'm ready to go into the next part. Next part is I'm going to zoom in even more. And I'm going to make my brush smaller. In fact, I'm going to make it half the size of what it was. I'm going to close this image because it's just causing problems. There we go. Okay, and now, same deal. Just erasing. Okay, and you can see that black is getting tighter and tighter there. Still not going all the way up, but definitely getting closer. obviously right now you can see the gray space there. But if I zoom out back to 100% or thereabouts, it's going to start looking a lot better. Okay, now if I try to erase at 100%, or in this case 96%, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to get too close, and I'm going to end up with a terrible looking image. However, if I zoom in and I start with a large brush and get rid of the major issues, like I missed one up there, and then I zoom in again and I switch to a smaller brush and I continue that, then I am going to end up with nice, clean cuts. And that works anytime you want to add an image to another.